right, boys. Ready?
Let's get it.
Sure.
All right, boys. Well, you know how we start these things
Yes, sir.
with a nice.
Shot or a beer?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna make a crack Mickey here, and then I got my shot. Friends, take a nice chug. Cheers, fishy.
Cheers, boys.
It's a nice drive, boys.
Cheers, stream.
Cheers, cheers,
podcast.
Dad.
Ooh, baby.
Ooh, that's
Ooh, baby.
What,
All right, guys.
what are you doing a shot of?
effing raspberry.
Effing raspberry. Yeah, shot 50 Cent.
Is that actually his thing?
He
Yeah.
like sponsors it. I have
Yeah.
a bottle of effing vodka that's signed by 50 Cent actually.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn.
swagger, yo.
Hell yeah. Put that up in your
Ooh,
collection.
man.
But shit, man, I didn't even know where I was gonna go. Anyways, guys, so yeah, podcast. That's what we're doing here. So in our last episode, we talked about the Mount Rushmore of Nintendo characters, right? So to start off the podcast, we were thinking, what are our top 5 video game characters in general, right?
Yeah.
What is our? We're gonna do 5, right? Top 5.
Yeah.
So our Mount Rushmore of all video game characters. And friend, we'll just go to you first, since I believe was this your idea or was it Fish's?
Definitely Frindts, because I don't
Okay.
remember putting it in. Almost
Okay.
was hammered.
Yeah, I wrote
There
that
you go.
in there. But, you know, obviously you guys know a lot more characters than I do. But I got to think. So I wrote 5 iconic: Mario, DK, Luigi, Pac-Man. And then number 5, I wasn't really sure. I put Master Chief because I felt like I had to
Chief.
give some love
Hell
to
yeah.
the Xbox gang.
Chief.
And
117.
but, you know,
117.
when I'm thinking about this, like Master Chief is so new though. Like everybody knows Mario, everybody knows Pac-Man. Like I still don't know if he like makes the
honestly,
cut,
I would
you know?
agree with Master Chief though, because
I mean, if you think
he's honestly
He made
he's
Xbox.
really new. He's been here since like what, like 03 or something, like since the first Halo came out, 07.
before 03,
Was it 03 before 03? Yeah.
Halo 2 came out in 04, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, so like yeah, he's easily
It's
been here.
2000,
For,
whenever Xbox dropped, man, that's the
Right.
game that like made
Yeah.
Xbox a thing.
yeah, so like he's been here for 2 decades now. Mario's just been here for a little bit longer, but he started in like the mid 90s, I would say, right?
I think actually maybe into the 80s.
Eight-
We had Mario and DK
Yeah.
on arcades.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so like Mario doesn't have that much of a leg up on Master Chief. That's a good list. I like it.
all right, Fish, let's go over to your list. What do you got for us?
So my list is I do agree with 2 of Frindts things. His list. I do agree Mario and Master Chief are easily like top
Bro.
5.
I got all
But
5.
I'm gonna go over to a little bit of the PC genre. I'm gonna throw in the name Gordon Freeman. If you don't know who Gordon Freeman is, he's part of the Half-Life series, which was probably the most iconic video game series to date when it came out from the studio Valve. So there's just been memes and just
No.
like stories. People are still hoping for Half-Life 3 after like 10, 15 years.
Well, we got the virtual reality. What is
Yeah.
it called Alexis or Alexa or
Alex,
something.
Half-Life
I
Alex.
knew someone with an A.
Yeah, which is just like she's a pretty important character, but Gordon Freeman, like he's I think up there, at least in like PC terms and
Yeah,
whatnot.
I mean, I know his face, but I didn't have Orange Box when I was a kid, so
Yeah.
I know.
I
Throw
was
tomatoes at me.
yeah, when I got that game, I was thoroughly in for a surprise. When I played that game, I was just like, "What is this?" It's like a horror genre, and it was really interesting. I liked it a lot. But anyways, and then I got my other 2 characters are Marcus Phoenix
Ooh.
from the Gears of
Okay.
War franchise. So I think that's a pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I know that one hits home with all of the Xbox fans, but I don't know if that transcends the Xbox. It would be my only thing.
Exactly.
you know?
Yeah, it's hard to like keep it going, but I gotta represent Xbox a little more. And then my last one, I'm gonna say what was his name? Commander Shepard from Mass
Mass
Effect
Effect.
series. So
Yeah.
I think he's pretty popular, even though he's on all platforms. So I think people would recognize him if they saw him, or at least his armor.
All right, guys, I'm gonna run through my top 5 real quick here.
I
Then,
haven't heard of any of those
Well, that's
people.
because you're uncultured.
yeah, you're not. You ain't even a gamer, bro.
Yeah.
But
Right. But you also like you got to think like most iconic ever. Like that means
Yeah,
everybody's
that's
heard of
so
that,
hard
right?
to
Like
do.
my dad would know who
Right.
Mario is. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's a fair point for sure.
all right. Well, real quick, I'm gonna run through my
Oh, what's
top
yours?
5. Yeah, I'm about to say I'm gonna run through my top 5, and then we got some messages in chat. I'm gonna read. But my list, and I think I'm gonna just put it in this order. So I want to hit a character from each of like the top 3 brands, so Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, or Xbox. So I got Mario, Master Chief, Kratos, Pikachu, and then Steve from Minecraft. I didn't even know the motherfucker's name.
Yeah.
Steve's a good
Minecraft,
one.
but that dude, I mean, Minecraft is what it's gotta be top 3 best-selling games of all time.
Honestly,
It's, like, right
that's
there.
a really good
Yeah.
choice because Minecraft is like so well known, even with like among like parents and whatnot, like the older generation that doesn't play video games, but they give their kids games and like the first thing they get is Minecraft. So I don't think they know the dude's name, but he's on the cover of Minecraft, so like he is well known.
Um, we got Canes. He
Yeah.
threw his in here. He goes Roy, Samus, Pikachu, Dovahkiin, and Goku.
Dovahkiin?
I'm not even.
Pikachu's
Yeah,
Is Dovahkiin like a Skyrim reference? Like,
I'm not even sure, dude.
yeah, I don't know who Dovahkiin is.
And I'd say Goku like top 5 anime, but as far as like a video game character, maybe not.
I mean, he's been in like the fighting games, even the more recent one that you bought, that Dragon Ball Z.
I mean, Dragon Ball Z as a whole is massive, but like when I'm thinking, I don't know. I think more like anime like prominence over video game, right?
Yeah,
But no doubt Goku's
It
like he's a
started
dog.
with
right.
anime.
Yeah, I was honestly gonna
Yeah.
put Samus too in Metroid, but I like Commander Shepard more than Samus, so that's why she was gonna be
But
number 6 for
I
me in
think
my list.
I'm taking Master Chief out of mine and putting Pikachu in there. I completely like
Dude,
blanked on
Japan
Pokemon.
has like a whole parade just based around Pokemon. It's usually just Pikachu. Like they have like hundreds of people dressed up in these giant Pikachu
Yeah.
costumes, and they have like choreographed dances and all this fun stuff.
I mean,
with it.
dude, no, I was gonna say that might be too far of a stretch, but I feel like Pikachu can go toe to toe with Mario.
I
Yeah.
would honestly agree.
It's
with you.
pretty close, man.
Pokemon is
For sure.
absolutely
I mean,
huge.
Does Mario have a card game? I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Oh. Mario does have golf, though. Let's be real.
Yeah, he does. All right.
That game looks sick. The other one we all kind of left off our list that I forgot about is my player from 2K. That was pretty damn iconic.
Nah.
Just
Overall
about
stats like
everybody's heard
67 or
about that,
something.
you know? Yeah, dude. And he's still started because I make the rules.
A truly iconic player, above average, yet he started the line.
All right. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, it's all opinionated, and I thought we all had some good options there.
Oh yeah.
But
What we all can agree on though, at least the top 2, Mario and Master Chief. I think those are.
Friend wanted to knock Master Chief out of his list.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Pikachu, bro.
Pikachu.
Pikachu. For
I'm-
sure.
I think
sir.
looking at your list, I think you gotta knock Luigi or DK out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean,
Maybe DK. Like
Nah.
DK's a good character, but I wouldn't say iconic. You know, he's just a gorilla.
you're like yes and no. But like
Yeah.
literally, Xbox doesn't
Well,
exist without Master
Everybody's
Chief.
entitled to their
Right.
opinion.
Yeah, no, 100p. But my biggest thing is like,
Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but yours are wrong and mine are right. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
just how it is.
Yeah, I don't even know
you
why
know?
we're discussing this. Frindts always right on this.
yeah.
Yeah. End of discussion. It's my
Final
list
point.
is the
Frick
correct
just
answer.
won.
All right,
So,
guys. Well, let's
So let's move on.
let's get to some gaming news here.
All right.
Obviously we had a buttload of video game news with E3 happening here recently.
Yep.
But post E3 we've still got some exciting stuff being announced. Well, I guess this is not so exciting, but Elder Scrolls 6 still being in the design phase, but at least we know that they're working on it, right?
Yeah, dude, it's tough to hear that news, especially since I'm a huge fan of at least Bethesda Skyrim alone.
Mhm.
Like I read the whole article and whatnot. Like this game was announced 3 years ago at E3,
Right.
and usually when a game is announced at E3, it comes out usually within 2 years. Like at the very latest. But now Todd Howard is basically saying, "Oh yeah, this game's still in the design phase," which that could literally mean anything. Like he said that like they don't even have the tech yet to compensate for what they want to do in the new Elder Scrolls. So we're looking at least like another 3, 4, even 5 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
You can see gameplay of this new Elder Scrolls,
right.
which makes me really sad.
Well,
I absolutely love the last one.
right, man. It's kind of a bummer, but at the same time, at least we know it's in development, and hopefully, StarCraft will be able to fill that void until.
Starfield, yeah.
Sorry, yeah, Lord Almighty, Starfield, yeah.
Titles.
They both have a star in it, right?
Yeah, right.
Shots kicking in.
I think they
quick,
both have
Kyle.
spaceships or something in it.
Yeah, I guess the shot is kicking in quick. You're not wrong.
Mm-hmm. And then to go off of, since we're on the topic of Bethesda, we're literally, I think, like a day or two after E3 happened, Todd Howard, who's just like the head of Bethesda,
Yeah, talking about Starfield. Yeah.
yeah, he had to go on record to say that he himself is sorry and the company is sorry that Starfield is going to be an exclusive game towards Xbox and PC players. And I was just like, that was just the most mind-boggling thing I've read after E3.
Let me bring out the world's smallest violin for all the PlayStation players.
Exactly right. It's just ridiculous that like that entire company, especially like the head of that company, had to formally apologize to video game players that there's an exclusive game for a platform, let alone 2 platforms. And it's just like, it's so stupid because like all these Sony fans are just whining now that Xbox finally starts having exclusive titles that they can come out with. And I'm just like, bro,
Yeah.
Y'all bitch
you guys had exclusive,
Spider-Man, yeah.
you guys have had exclusive games for at least a decade now, and just like now, like the one game that somewhat people are interested in is just like you're gonna get buttered over it. Grow up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you guys follow this a lot closer than I do. Do you think this will lead to more exclusive games, or do you think they'll start being easier on each other and letting games go across all systems?
No, I mean Xbox is all for crossplay and like cross integration, as you can see with like a variety of Xbox Game Pass games coming to the Nintendo Switch. But Sony, that's all they have, man.
Yeah.
So they're not doing that shit at all. Sony sells their consoles based on their exclusive games, right?
Right. Yeah.
So there's no way that Sony and Microsoft are gonna cooperate on that front. And there's just an article that came out today, which is another topic. We'll just segue right into that here now. But somebody is bringing up the point that maybe there's an arms race going on between Microsoft and Sony right now with trying to lock up these studios. And it just came out today that Sony just acquired what was it? Finnish developer Housemarque. Is that how you say it properly?
House Marquee, I guess.
Marquee.
A little bit French or Finnish, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
It's a Finnish.
Porqué?
It's a Finnish studio. These guys, House Marquee, they develop the recently released PS5 exclusive Returnal, which, if you don't know what that game is, it's basically like a roguelite, semi-horror, like sci-fi exploring game type deal. You just like play like a scientist, and she's like trying to leave the planet, but she can't figure out what the hell's going on because there's like a whole alien race, and like the world's weird and confusing and whatnot. It was a good game. I watched it a lot. It looked really interesting.
Keeping our segues on point here. Speaking of like outer space and aliens and stuff, Canes had mentioned y'all should try Outer Worlds. So I know at E3 we talked about this last podcast a little bit. Outer Worlds 2 got teased, even though they're like, hey, we haven't done shit yet, but we're gonna make it.
Yeah. That trailer is actually so
it was
good.
Hilarious, man. It was hilarious. Have you given the Outer Worlds a try?
Oh yeah. I don't know if it was on Game Pass I think it was on Game Pass when it first came out.
Was, yeah.
Yeah, so I played it when it first came out, and I wasn't like wholly into the idea of it because like when I first played it, I was like, oh, it's like kind of like a Bethesda knockoff type deal with Fallout 4 and whatnot. But after I got into it, the game was like really well made. It was like a smaller, more condensed, like detailed type, like open-ended RPG game.
Mhm.
It was pretty fun. Like the characters were good, the combat was pretty decent. It still had like it had like that Fallout clunkiness to it, but
Yeah.
like that was understandable.
Does it have a Series X update?
I do not know. I don't think
Ooh.
I checked. I think I uninstalled the game because I just did like my one playthrough
You
and
did your one playthrough and called it, yeah.
I royally effed up my playthrough too because there's like I think like 6 or 7 planets you can go to.
Oh, you were telling me about this, yeah.
So I messed up my playthrough. Like depending on your choices you make with like certain factions and whatnot, you can like either unlock all the planets if you play it right, or in my case, I accidentally killed a main protagonist in the story. So I had 3 planets just locked for me throughout the rest of my playthrough. So I didn't even get to play half the game basically because of the choices I made.
That scares the fuck out of me because we talk a lot, and I feel like one of these times you're gonna accidentally decide to kill me now. Like, how do you accidentally kill a main character?
You're lucky
I
you're in
accidentally
Columbus,
held X
friend.
down. Yeah, I accidentally held X down and
that's
watched the
what I'm
guy
like, I
slit
don't
his
trust
throat.
your morals
Well,
anymore.
I mean, like, the reason why I say accidentally, because, like, I was trying to play both sides of these factions just to see where I could go, and I came at an impasse, and when I accidentally killed this higher-up person, I had no idea it was gonna royally screw me over for the rest of the playthrough. Yeah, so there's, like, 3 whole planets I just, like, did not even get to see or explore and whatnot, and so I kind of just, like, went with it.
Is that a game that you played at all or no?
I started playing, yeah. I thought it was cool, but I didn't get too into it because, like, normally I only play the games that I play with you
Yeah.
guys. You know?
All right. Well, speaking of games that you play with
That's
us,
like if I'm not doing like multiplayer. What's up?
I said speaking of games that you play with us and some games that we play in general, we had update 8.1 for Vigor today, and we also had Hood 1.5 update.
I think it was one. Yeah, I think it was one.
1.5, but yeah, some.
Send it to me on like Instagram or something.
I was reading the patch notes. I couldn't even load Vigor's website to read the patch notes, so that's great.
Yeah, that says something about.
But, I was watching Reptile play earlier, and he's saying that the SG1 is dead,
Oh, they
no
nerfed
longer
it.
good, and they buffed the SVU, so the SVU is even better now, and they nerfed the SG1.
Jeez, okay. The one gun that I actually liked using in that game, they nerfed it for me.
Well, I heard the H bar still hits, so
Yeah, H bar is a decent weapon for sure.
yeah, just the reticle on the SG1 is noise. It's very noise.
Yeah, I'm excited for the other game though, Hood, because I was talking with your brother and everything, and we were saying like we just don't want to play the game anymore until they actually did.
Well, this is a big gameplay update. It's not. It wasn't like a little thing. It came out with a big gameplay update, and the main emphasis was toning down Marianne. And then I actually like what they did with John. I sent
Because I didn't get a chance to read the patch notes.
so his one tap, he can no longer one tap Tukey. He can still one tap Marianne and Robin, which makes sense. But one tap in another like heavy like Tukey doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was just like that was my biggest gripe was just how overpowered John was throughout the whole time because I was trying to like level up all these other characters. I was just constantly died to John the whole time. But when I switched to John, I would drop like 26 kills in a game without effort.
One of the things they did add to John though that is going to kind of add to the OP-ness.
Oh, sick.
I don't think it's that bad actually. I kind of think it's a unique
You say
character.
O penis? I just want to clear that up.
Yeah.
Oh, penis.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
But
What about John, Big Lil John's O penis?
yeah. God, he caught me right in it, man.
Go on.
Damn it. It was about time he caught me after his whole reverse cowboy stunt. So
Yeah.
oh,
Run it back again
I'm
for
due.
another
I'm
week.
keeping an eye out for that
He's-
kid now.
he's due. But so
Yeah.
when you use his ability, it can break an assassination.
Oh, really? What the heck? So,
But like, I mean,
That's
how
cool.
often are you gonna have his assassination or his special queued up like that? I think it's actually good because then people aren't just going to spam that. They're going to save it for when they're getting assassinated.
Yeah.
But that also
Yeah, that's
again makes
exactly
John a
what they're
stronger
doing.
character, more so than he was before. So we'll see. The changes definitely are good, but I guess we'll give it another try and see how it is.
All right, guys. Well, we got two more
Yeah,
gaming
I'm
things
really
to cover
excited
here.
to see how that. I'm excited to see how that impacts the size of his old penis.
Yeah, big old penis guy.
It'll be interesting. Yeah.
All right. So yeah. It's like the smaller thing is the Steam summer sale came out.
Yeah, what did you get? You said you copped some stuff, right? What did you get?
I fell victim to their summer sale again.
Is this still going on?
Yeah, it so it actually goes to what I wrote down, July 6th.
Oh, we got
July
time.
8th. July
We
8th.
got time, guys. Get on that summer Steam sale.
Yeah, if you're any sort of a PC gamer,
Hashtag
Steam
sponsored,
Summer
but not
Sale
really.
is literally the best deal you can get of the year for any type of video game. Literally, just like every game is like 50 to 80% off. Like the only things I bought from the sale were I bought like the wallpaper engine thing, which gives you like animated backgrounds for your PC and whatnot, which is super nice. And then I bought some DLC for Vermintide 2. And I really like that game, so all the DLC was just like I bought like $20 worth of it.
Just no brainer, yeah.
Yeah, it was an easy decision for me.
Is that a cross-platform game too, or no?
Unfortunately, it is not,
Ah,
but they have optimized the shit out of that game, so it is very well made. There's like hardly no crashes. They have like host migrations if anyone DCs. Their DLC formats like kind of old school, like where you have to like pay for DLC maps, and like they have like character subclasses that you pay for, like newer ones that they made, and each of those are like a few bucks each and whatnot. But it works for them. The game's good. I like it. So I bought it. That was the only thing I bought for the Steam Summer.
yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look, dude. Another one that we should look into is The Forest.
Oh,
You
dude.
guys want to dabble with The Forest before Forest 2 comes out?
Yeah.
I bet you they got a sale on that right now. That'd be a fun game to get a bunch of people on.
I might have to cop that game now because that game looks so
What is
fun.
that one?
The Forest is basically you're in a plane, crash on this island, and it's a survival game. But then the thing you come to realize is that the island is inhabited by a bunch of like mutated cannibals.
It gets freaky.
Yeah.
It is a fun and scary game to play with friends.
Yeah.
You're like basically making a camp.
It's like a horror
Yeah,
game.
it also has like a story
what I was
to it
wondering.
too. Like you can like figure out the
yeah.
story as you
Right.
play.
Like figure out what the fuck's going on this island.
Yeah, but you can like basically make like a campsite and like go to like a base of sorts, and there's just like cannibals trying to kill you, and then there's just like all these weird mutated monsters that just like freak the hell out of you. The game's super good.
Let's get it.
Yeah,
Let's get after it.
yeah, man. So and then talking about some more games becoming more available to us. Gotta love that. We got the xCloud, man. xCloud just released and in beta. So I mean, I haven't had an opportunity to test this out yet. I know, Fish, you brought up the point that you actually did test this out and it was smooth.
Bro, it is insane how well that it works. Because like I was watching another podcast today and they mentioned it, so I was just like, oh yeah, that was a thing. So I literally signed in. It's literally just like xbox.com/play. You sign into your Microsoft account and it shows you all the Game Pass games you can play. I clicked on Destiny 2 and Vermintide and all these other games, and they loaded up within like 30 seconds to a minute, all on my browser. Like it's absolutely crazy.
What were you playing, Fish?
So I just wanted to see if the games work. So I literally I loaded into Destiny and just like went to the tower and just ran around a bit. I didn't see any lag, no like latency. The game still looked really good. Like I think it was still running at like, at least on my PC, it was probably like 120 FPS and like 4K resolution and all that stuff.
I could see xCloud being awesome for like being able to pick up, like I'm waiting at the airport, I have my phone,
Oh yeah,
pick up Octopath Traveler and just go at it.
exactly.
But I don't think I see myself using xCloud for any kind of competitive gaming at all because of latency issues. Not that there are any, but I mean, naturally when you're streaming something as opposed to like playing it.
I think the
But for somebody like me who's too poor to buy an Ethernet cord and is having latency issues on their Xbox, it might be a great solution. Maybe I'll just start doing that instead of gaming on my Xbox.
So the only
I'll
downside,
just send you an Ethernet, dude. Are you kidding me?
it's like a $5 cord. Let's be real.
Jeez, yeah. Buy a cheaper bottle of bourbon and get yourself an Ethernet cord.
Yeah. But the only downside I see with the Xbox Game Cloud, whatever they're calling it, is
Oh yeah.
xCloud, is one, it does say it uses up a decent amount of bandwidth the longer you use it. So like if you're like streaming other like services like Netflix or Hulu or whatever, and you have like a TV on and other things, it might get a little more laggy. But like I also think the other thing that the xCloud will suffer from is what Stadia did too, is like if a whole bunch of people use it at once, the servers are going to get overloaded, and that's just like another problem they run into when it gets super popular.
I'll say this, dude. Microsoft, their vision for everything has been so future based.
Yeah.
If they have this beta now, it's not something that might get utilized a lot right now.
Mm-hmm.
But in the coming years, they're going to already have this established, and they're going to be way ahead of Sony.
Yeah.
You know,
Microsoft is just putting in money for R&D.
BDE, baby.
They have the money for it.
BDE.
They better be ready to issue an apology to Sony users.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, we'd like to apologize to all Sony fans.
You can play video games on your phone wherever you want.
Infinitely better than yours. Come over to our side.
The dark side.
The green side.
Let's do a round of truth or drink cards before we get into the sports here.
All right.
Yeah,
you guys got to remind me as well. We have a community shout out this week. We'll run at the end of the sports segment here as well.
You want to do it at the end of truth or drink before we get into sports?
Yeah. We'll do another round here. Canes, are you in on this round?
All right. What title? Well, who's this for, Carl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably a shitty
All
one.
right, I'm switching questions. Our minds have traded bodies. What's the first thing you're going to do in my body?
First thing I'm gonna do in your body. Well, how long do I have to be in your body for? Like, are we permanently switching or?
I'm assuming 24 hours. I'm not clear on the rules.
Freaky
here.
Friday rules. Have to do it before sunset or some bullshit.
I'm
You
getting.
know what? Let me follow up with the makers of Truth or Drink and get back to you by email.
This one card in particular.
Give me a time frame, jackass. All right.
24 hours until we realize that we're happier in our own bodies, like Freaky Friday.
Well, I think they go like a couple days. So can we do like 72 hours?
Oh my
I
god.
got big plans.
We can do 72. I'd go 72. Maybe like we agree on this after we realize we've switched. We're like, all right, let's do 72 hours in each other's bodies. What would you do?
Get fired in those
hours. I know 72 hours.
I was gonna say the first thing I would do is get myself arrested.
Yeah, you're thinking very minimalistic if you're just gonna get me arrested. All right. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to the bank. I'm gonna try to get a loan, and then I'm getting a sex change ASAP like Rocky.
Wow.
You're coming back with an inverted
rush order.
Well played.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna go extreme as that. I was just gonna go get a
Friend's like, hey, I'm gonna get you arrested. Oh yeah, friend. Well, now you have a vagina.
I was gonna get a tramp stamp of like saying that like Carl and Fish are better than me or something, or like Carl Fish's property with an arrow pointing down.
That's not bad. My brain is just on a fucking another level, man. You give me a bush light, oh baby.
Yeah. The ideas start flowing.
I think
Let's
think
just
better
hope that
after a
never
couple drinks.
Oh, I think we all do. Let's be honest.
All right, what we got for Fish's question here?
Tell us about a secret you had to keep from your loved ones.
I don't even know if I have any secret.
Fish, if you want to come out of the closet, this is the perfect time.
I'd like to formally say that I'm actually a fish. Actually a fish. I don't know. I don't have any like deep dark secrets or anything. I'm vanilla as shit.
So it doesn't have to be a deep dark secret because you're keeping it from like your parents and your brother and things. So,
I mean, they don't know anything that I haven't done.
You share at the dinner table?
I've done like the whole spectrum.
All right, fish, just drink. Just drink.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
think. I actually can't. I mean, I'll drink to it, but I really can't.
Sounds like a shot to me. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Like free alcohol to me.
Frank, go ahead and do your card. Kane said he's back, so we're pulling a card for Kane's too. He's gonna have to answer. You're looped in with us this episode, Kane's.
What was the last time you spoke to an ex? What was it about, and was there any tension?
Wow, you got like two back to back.
No, I'm
Two ex
I'm
questions.
a weird one. I lived with my ex for like 6 months, and after we broke up, so we were living together. We broke up and continued living together till the end of the lease. So we kind of learned to be civil. We also share a dog. So the last time I spoke to my ex was last week. It was about her picking up the dog.
You guys got joint
and
custody over the dog?
Yeah, you have to go to court for it. You get the dog on the weekends.
And although I was eager for her to leave, there wasn't really any tension. We were pretty nice to each other, but yeah. So it's kind of one of those situations where we're just we're civil. We pretend like we don't hate each other.
Pretend. Hey, that's the best you can ask for, right?
All right,
It's perfect. Yeah, it's butter.
all right, Frank, go ahead and pull more for Kane's here.
Yeah. What's something you think people should never joke about?
Nothing.
You hear that one, Kane's? What's something you think some people should never joke about? Never, ever. Not even if there's a fire.
I think nothing's
I
off.
was just gonna.
What's the saying?
thing I think
nothing's off the
fire.
table. Is that how you go?
Huh?
What's the saying?
Yeah.
Like nothing's off the table, or like everything's on the table, or some shit.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how to say.
Death?
Yeah. Wow,
That's
a
pretty-
good one. I'm literally dead. That is so fun.
I don't know, but I think with our friend group, I think we just talk about literally anything.
We literally joke about who's gonna die first because we're like our livers are probably failing after OU. Like who's going
I
first?
get an MRI scan of my liver. It's gonna look like a grape or some sort.
Yeah. Who took a
raisin.
batch to this guy's liver?
Oh my god.
Yo, what up, bro? All right, guys. Let's hop
What's
in.
going on?
Let's hop into sports here, and I'm gonna go a little off script here. Just since Reptile just hopped in, I saw that England beat Germany in the dude. I might butcher this completely. I think it's the Euro Cup.
Euro Cup?
I think it's the Euro Cup. I don't know.
That sounds right.
3-1 lead, like
Me
the
as an
Warriors.
American, I think that's right.
They kicked the ball in the goal a few more times in Germany.
Exactly, yeah.
So yeah, no, I know that's a big win though, and it was a big scene. I saw some of the highlights on Instagram, so I know England beat Germany. So we'll start with that for Daddy Reptile here. But we'll get right into kind of the Word doc that we got going here. The Supreme Court, man, unanimously invalidates amateurism. So what that means is that college athletes can now get paid for their image and likeness, which should have happened like 20 years ago.
Yeah, decades ago.
Yeah, so stupid.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, so there are some restrictions to it still. That any payment they receive has to be education related, which means like they could get money for buying laptops and things like that.
not that they're
Taking
not
classes.
already.
What do you guys think is going to end up falling under like
That sounds like money
education-related?
laundering to me. If I was a student athlete and that was the restriction, I'm buying 1,000 laptops. I need all those laptops for my
Shipping
sport,
them
and
out.
then I'm just gonna sell them
I
after.
don't know if that's happening with the reimbursement there, guy.
Bro.
Sorry, Frank. Can you pose the question
Yeah.
again?
But I do think there's got to be some chances here to take advantage of the phrase education related, right? Like there's no way everything that they end up paying these athletes is going to be strictly textbooks.
Yeah, that is.
Dude, so they're not paying the athletes though. The NCAA, the colleges aren't paying the athletes. They're making money off, or the NCAA at least isn't. They're making the money off their image and likeness. So that's jersey sales, different things like that. So the NCAA is getting out scot free. which is puzzling why this didn't happen before. I think one of the questions I heard posed earlier in the day actually was, with this being passed, do college athletes stay in college longer now that they don't know? Like, some people obviously they need to get to the professional level to provide for their families and stuff.
Grind.
Right, exactly. So do college athletes now stay in school longer now that they can actually have income while they're getting their education?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I've always said, like, if a college athlete has the chance to go pro, there's no reason to stay for another for the chance at a championship ring or something, because, like, you're talking about livelihood. If
Right,
they have the chance to go pro, 100% do it, because you can make millions. Yeah. So, like, if they're now, I mean, they won't be making millions, but if they're getting some sort of compensation, I think it's got to sway at least some opinions, and people will stay around longer.
I think too that more student athletes would leave earlier, because like you said, like, there's, with like the incentives that they have, like, how are they personally gonna make money off of their own likeness when they're still, like, restricted themselves, and like, when they don't have support from, like, the NAACP or from, like, their own colleges and whatnot, then it's just like, it's like the smart decision to just, like, go off on their own.
Yep.
And, like, for, like, young athletes that are, like, already within, like, pro level prospects and whatnot, like, you got to strike while the iron is hot, because, like, when you're, like, a young buck, like, it's all about momentum. Like, you got to be, like, the hottest shit in the league and whatnot. And I'm gonna reference Johnny Manziel for that, because he was just like he was just like a huge icon during his time. It just seemed like everyone was talking about him. Yeah, so, like, you got to strike while the iron's hot. Yeah. You can't just, like, lose momentum and stay those few extra years for no reason. You know?
Hey, that's a good point, man, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll also go change my hats, since I'm part of all the channel points right now. But I also want to point out, like, I worked in college to pay for classes and food and shit. Like, if some student athlete doesn't have time to work because they are playing sports 24/7 and at practices and shit, like, they should be able to get some sort of compensation from that. And I know it can't necessarily come from, like, it's got to come from somewhere. Somebody has to pay from that, which means this money would either come from schools or something. But there should definitely be a way where somebody who's not already got the money to basically live on their own in college can still go to college and be a student athlete without getting denied their payment.
I'm actually curious now to see, like, what the details of all this news even means, you know, because, like, we don't even know if, like, the students are even allowed to, like, sell jerseys with their names of their team from, like, third-party websites or not, or, you know, like, can like a player from Oregon, like, sell a jersey with his name on it on a third-party website? Like, I guess
I don't think so, man.
But, like, that's still in his image and likeness, because he does
that's also the school's property, the jersey.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know the details for all this thing.
Well, I think what's gonna happen is, like, so they sell a jersey on campus, right?
Yeah.
For $80 or whatever, he'll get, like, a 5% cut of every jersey or something like that.
That's
I don't know what the specifics are, but the other thing that, like, we're not covering here too is what percentage of college athletes is this even gonna impact? Like, top 5% maybe?
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I mean?
How much is their name worth for their image and likeness, you know? Like, if we're talking about, like, a 5% cut for anything and everything they do within that college, like, that seems a little BS to me, because like, you're talking about their name, like, their name represents your school. But if your school sucks, then nobody cares. So, like, if you're making a lot of money from this one jersey or this one player, I feel like you'd have to give them a bigger cut. But, like, I guess that's, like, all the devil's in the detail type thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, this is the topic we can discuss all night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, endlessly.
Well, Fish, around those, like, that same line, like, I saw something that one of the, like, college stars for the NBA that's going to be drafted was from this school, like, nobody has ever heard of, and he's been, like, showing out. It was called Ohio University, and I guess it's just like a garbage school, but like, this one dude is making a name for him.
Sounds like a backwater alley school to me.
And that's, you
Never
know,
heard of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. It's one
Talk
of
about a couple pieces
those.
of shit.
So,
Hey, we're just two floaters in the
you
same pool.
snobby.
Hey, I'm pretty sure the Bobcats made it further than the Buckeyes. All right,
Oh.
so I don't want
Moving on.
to. Yeah, moving on. There you go.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
Speaking of basketball and
not piece of
championships,
the
here, we
shit.
got
Oh my
two
god, I
going
can't
on
believe
in
how
the playoffs.
flawless these transitions are again. It's like butter.
Yeah, on to the playoffs here.
Let's go, Canes hype, baby.
So
Thank you.
Hawks take the win in Game 7, advance on to play the Bucks. Series is now tied 2-2. Hawks versus Bucks, but we've got a couple big injuries in that series. Both Ice Tray and Giannis, the Greek Freak, have gone down. So I believe Trae Young will be coming back. Giannis's injury actually looks pretty bad,
So
and we're not sure, what that'll entail if he'll be coming back soon.
Was it like an ACL injury or like?
So I was
Something with his
I
knee.
saw an update about actually like probably 20 minutes before we started the podcast. He's getting MRI work and stuff today.
Okay.
There's no structural damage. He hyperextended his knee, so they don't have a timetable yet. But I mean, I think realistically for a hyperextended knee, they're gonna have to make sure the finals probably for him to come back is what I would think. Tied up at 2-2.
At least.
Right. I would think, yeah.
What's like the estimated recovery time for a hyperextended knee?
You're asking the wrong guy. I'm not 100% sure on that one.
Yeah, I would assume like a few weeks at the very least,
I mean, I would have deferred you to the guy that works in the medical
Yeah,
field. But
that's why I was asking the question.
Well, dude, I'm a exercise physiologist, not a physical therapist.
You work with knees and stuff, and
No, I do cardiac and pulmonary.
people's feet and whatnot.
Small people's feet.
Is cardiac and pulmonary not the knee?
No.
I could have sworn that included knees.
I think the word knee is in pulmonary somewhere.
Yeah, but either way, like I'm not sure, but it's not good for this series, which is currently tied.
Well,
So
I was
I guess we'll have to see. The Hawks did win without their star Trae Young. So
yeah, Sweet Lou, baby. Sweet Lou had a game last night, 21 points,
yeah,
7 rebounds, 8 assists, something like that.
Damn.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a game last night. He stepped in. It was his first start in the playoffs. Dropped 21 points. So hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Lou Will has been like a sixth man of the year multiple times. I think in the past, or he's been right there.
How long he's been in the league?
Yeah, he's a veteran at this
That's
point.
good.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
20, 25, 30
Oh,
years,
baby,
something
yeah.
like that. Did you guys see in that series Giannis airballing the 2 free throws?
Did he really? I didn't see that.
I did. Also,
So
I
two
want to.
separate times, not back to back, but what the Hawks fans do, I only got a glimpse of the video, but it sounds like they like count as you're shooting your free throws, so that like rushes you along, and they mess with him, dude. Like you could see even before he shot it, the fans are in his head.
I
That's
want
a
to.
6-man there.
I want to address 2 things, well, 3 things here, real quick. First off, for everybody that's gonna be listening on the audio, all that beeping here in the background, we're getting hella biddies getting dripped in by Reptile. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you for all the biddies. We also got some Truth or Drink cards. Got a resub by Canes. Thank you very much. And then my last point is a very sincere suck it to you, both of you, because both of your guys' teams are knocked out of the playoffs, where I still have the Bucks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I
Bro,
the NBA challenge you had Nets.
I don't know. I'm pretty
You had-
sure
no,
I
you
picked
had
the
Nets and
Hawks
Lakers.
and the Suns.
No, you had Nets and
I
Lakers.
had
You
the
front
Hawks
running
and
piece
the
of shit.
Suns, dude. Go back and watch the clip.
I will. I wrote.
I already knew
We'll
which
never
teams
know.
are gonna win.
So I won that.
Picked the wrong teams.
Yeah, I won the NBA bet. Just putting it out there.
Ish, I think we lost, we owe a drink. I think that's.
I think it's
you're
fair
right,
enough.
Carl.
Maybe a nice chug.
I'm big enough to admit that I've lost for a topic I know nothing on. So, cheers, boys.
Fair enough. So if somebody wants to count those truth or drinks for me and let me know how many we have,
Oh, those are warm.
we'll hit
I think
those
it's
once we
4,
get
right?
it.
We got us 3 and Canes.
I think we at least have 4, yeah. But we'll hit those once we finish sports here. Let's continue.
At least
A few more
NBA.
topics
Did
to
you
get through.
see the Suns in 4, dude?
No, I didn't.
Did you get a glimpse of that guy knocking that other guy out? Like, so I wasn't there in Phoenix when it happened, but basically what happened was the one guy started a fight, and this Suns fan, like, first they dumped beer on his head, and he like laughed it off. He wasn't going to do anything. Then they came back. They acted like they were leaving, and then like came back and threw a punch like to catch him off guard, like a bunch of pansies. And this guy beat the fuck out of him. Yeah.
No way.
Came back and tried to hit another fan.
What the hell?
A Suns fan. And the Suns fan just beat the living shit out of him. And then he like went to the camera. He's like, Suns in 4.
No
and now
shit,
this
dude.
Random guy that like kicked
Oh, they
somebody's
made like an
ass.
action figure about him. I've
They
seen
made-
that.
Yeah, they made an
Yeah.
action figure.
What?
They made T-shirts, like official. Like he's getting paid for this. He's been on like podcasts. He got invited back to the rest of the
No
games.
shot.
All this shit. Like
That's
he's
so
like
sick.
a celebrity now. It's
Wait,
unbelievable.
so this
Yeah.
random ass fan during like the finals playoffs and whatnot, he just kicks a dude's ass, commits assault, and then he gets an action figure named after him.
No, the guy who was trying to attack him
the
first.
guy who-
Oh, okay. Well, there you go then.
Yeah,
I was gonna
the
say
guy who
this
kicked
dude
the
just like
ass was, like,
randomly
getting
kicked
kicked
another fan's ass, and then he gets an action figure. I was like, damn.
It's funny you say that because it's led to a bunch of fights now at Suns game. Apparently, like every game, there's been like multiple fights because all these people are trying to
Oh
get
my
big.
god,
now.
that's so funny. That seems like the most Phoenix thing I've ever heard.
It was like the first Browns game after they reopened the stadium. There was a fight.
Oh
And then
yeah.
the one guy caught the possum.
Oh, yeah. Dude, every city just like
Oh
has
my
its
God.
own niche story that just like represents that city as a whole.
Jedi's asking if we saw the Sexton news. I have not seen the Sexton news. I know there's some Colin Sexton. I know there's some controversy about the Cavs either re-signing him or trying to trade him, but I didn't know if there was recent news. Jedi, what do you got for us as far as the recent Colin Sexton news?
Yeah, fill us in, and while you do that, it sounds like we've got 5 truth or drink. So I will. I'll
it's
pull
6, I
those
guess.
while we get to Sexton.
6.
6 now. All
Yeah.
right.
And Kane's in the mix.
First one for Carl.
Yeah, Kane's is in the mix too.
Carl, write me a new. Oh well, this would be backwards. So let's do the other one. Have you ever had a pregnancy scare?
Yeah, dude, and I lost. I think I can't remember if it was 10 pounds or 15 pounds, but I lost 10 to 15 pounds in 1 week. Cause I couldn't eat,
You were so
dude.
nervous?
Yeah, bro, I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. Like, I was tweaking,
I
man.
remember you told me about
What
that.
was the scare?
I mean, it was just
What was the scare, Carl?
it was just like like back in like high school when you don't even know about shit really, but like I don't.
PC about
I'm
it.
trying to like say this like the best way possible, but like this individual was late
Yeah.
and
Carl dumped where he shouldn't have dumped.
no, I didn't even dump.
It was a
I
no
didn't-
No,
dumping
that's why I was
zone.
wondering, like,
no, I didn't.
was it just late or like a positive test or what, bro?
No, it was
I
late.
had a couple years ago, my girlfriend tested positive.
Oh my
And,
god, dude, I can't even imagine, man.
Work. I left work. We were like, I went to her place. We were freaking out. We ended up like going to Planned Parenthood, and they
Did you
did
bring a
another
clothes
test,
hanger,
and it was
or-
negative.
Oh really?
Yeah, no.
Oh,
They
okay.
show you what
Dude,
brands
they
of
did another
fingers that they
test,
had.
and it was negative. But like we were discussing having a kid, like, and
That's
and I
wild.
was like to like the doctor who said it was negative. I was like, damn, like how many times does that happen?
Oh
She's
my
like, not often.
god.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
It was a false
Depending
positive.
on your perspective,
I'm
I'd say you dodged a bullet.
I'm like a 95% belly button shooter nowadays. Big belly button shoot guy.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I feel like
I
that's a
don't
little
think
bit TMI.
Question asked for details, Carl. So I'm gonna move on here.
I think that question has been answered.
Fish, tell us about a time you were shot down romantically.
Down romantically?
I had to shut down Fish at least 10 times now.
Yeah, I've been trying to this day. No, so I was actually at a CYO basketball game, and this girl was like doing like the scoreboard and everything, and I walked up to her and asked her for a number or whatnot, and she's just like,
Oh, I was there. I remember this. I actually remember this.
and she's like, "Are you asking me or are your friends asking me?" I was like, "No, I'm asking you because you guys told me not to say it was from you guys."
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, "Well, I'm not gonna. I won't give you your number, but I'll give it to your friends over there." And I was just like, "Fucking works for me. I don't care." I wasn't really that interested because I was dared to do it, but she was kind of fine. So
That was just some of
a
that,
little bit, but I got it.
just some of that like Goonie, like early high school shit.
Oh yeah. Griner gave me props for it, so shout
Yeah,
out
man.
to Griner.
At least she had the
That
cojones to
takes
go up
some
and ask
balls
her.
to
Yeah.
just like walk off and like ask.
Bro, I
you
was
know?
I was
That
feeling
takes
confident.
some
Usually,
nerve.
like my face gets like red and flush, and I wouldn't say I started sweating, but I could feel it. But like when I walked up there, I had full confidence. You know, I was BSing right there,
No-
big dick swinging.
Oh, big dick swinging. I was about to say, no, it's BDE.
Yeah, I was big dick swinging. Right.
You're swinging.
Yeah, I felt
Not just the energy.
Yeah.
full confidence, baby. I
Not just the potential energy. You have the kinetic energy of the swing.
yeah, I felt
But a physics
I got the energy from the boys in the back, and I got the confidence, and I just went for it. So still
Yeah.
sung, but I'm still proud of it.
Shot down at a CYO game. Hate to see it. Jedi said.
Hey, I was I don't even know. I think I was like 15 or 16 at the time.
Yeah.
So I thought she looked like she was 18. You know?
We will rebuild.
We were with Build.
That's what
Dude,
it
but
was.
that
Fish.
being-
I'm sure if you came back now, she probably would love
Exactly,
the younger
dude.
man.
But that being said, every time I've visited friends at other colleges, I've talked with senior girls, and they were into me. I got pulled away from the boys, and I was about
Just like, let's go swimming, fishy.
Dude, I was ready for
So-
the hook,
so
line, and
that's not-
sinker, and I got pulled away from the boys. I got cock blocked.
Right, so that L is not a loss; it's a lesson. You learned and you adapted,
Oh, yeah.
bro. That's all
Yeah,
you need to
there
do.
you
Don't call me an apex predator in the seas for nothing. I'm always hunting.
Apex
Who,
predator.
who calls you that? That's short for fish.
I mean,
Yeah.
Mom calls me it sometimes, but shut up.
All right, friend. What question we got for
Alright, so
you?
what is my worst coping mechanism and defense mechanism? I gotta say comedy. Like, you know, that's like I just laugh everything off. It seems easier.
When it hurts,
My
you just
customers
laugh.
hate it because I'm always making jokes when I'm delivering bad news, but it works for me.
Jeez, you sound like the Joker's origin story
We're
right
gonna
now.
have to close your business.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Looks
basically
like I'm
what it
looking
is.
for
Good
another
fucking
job.
luck, bro.
Yeah, but at least it's 80 out.
Yeah. All right. So are we? It looks like I think we said Mom wanted to play, and then also
Mom wanted to play too. I know Canes wants to play, so we'll get Canes and Mom in.
Mom wanted to play.
This
and
is
we got
two more
Kings on here,
than
too.
I don't know what our time's at for the podcast, but
We're
we got a little
running,
bit of
man.
time.
I'm enjoying it.
We got a little bit of time. We got yeah. After the truth or drinks, we'll have to get through the rest of the sports, and then
just wrap it up.
yeah.
I respect it.
All right. So Kings, this can be answered about any of your podcast hosts. Do you think we care more or less about our reputation than most people? And then, Carl, you want to repeat that? I know you've been repeating them like my sire.
Yeah. So
If you want to.
I wasn't really listening, but
Do you care more or
Do you
less
think we
about
care?
our reputation?
okay, yeah. So that'll be Canes' question, and then what we got for Mama?
For Mom, what's the worst thing you've ever had to do at work or school, and how did you handle it?
All right, so we'll give them to type those answers out, and then I think we got one more. So I'll take the 6th because we had 6, right?
Yeah, sir. Carl, what's something you've done to try and be cool
So we
aside from like being friends with me and Fish?
do
something
something cool for
I
me,
did to
man.
try to be cool. At my first high school party, at Mr. Brown's house. I won't use the first name, and Brown's a very generic last name. So Mr. Brown's house. I was I was talking with a individual I found to be attractive, and I was already wasted. And she was like, "Hey, let's go do Bongzilla, like the beer Bongzilla with the 6 hoses."
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm trash.
Ooh.
I was like trashed already, but I was like, fuck it, like let's do it, like I'll show off for this girl. So we both do a hose, and then she's like, I'm like, all right, well, do you want to like do the rest of the hoses? There's 6 hoses, right? She goes, no, like I'm full. You gotta do the rest of them.
Oh my god.
So then I did, and this is my first high school party I've ever been to, right?
Mhm.
So I did the rest of the hoses, and I'm like, oh shit, like I'm drunk.
Yeah.
I end up puking in the toilet
Hell yeah.
and passing out, and then she goes and hooks up with her ex-boyfriend.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's a
Carl,
that's a
this
cherry
is
on
not-
top right there.
This is not on the card, but just like question, how did you feel about me after I hooked up with her?
God, if it was
Just curious.
Carl was
if
too
it was-
wasted at that point, and there's nothing he could have done.
if it was Frint, I wouldn't be here. I would have just jumped. I would have jumped if it was Frint swanging. Like that. We got Keynes' answer here though. It goes, I think y'all care less because y'all seem to just keep it real, but all of y'all are respectable. I think that was
That's my
supposed to
guy.
be, hey man, Keynes, I appreciate that, man. We are trying to keep it real. We try to keep it genuine as possible without pushing the envelope too far. And I feel like that's usually in my case. I tiptoe the line, baby.
Oh, I love pushing the envelope. Let's be real.
And then for mom,
You push the envelope even for a white man.
yeah,
Fun.
I got you.
Barriers are just an illusion, okay? Well, you only set your mind as far as you want it to.
All right, so we got Mama's answer. She goes, "LOL, I worked as a housekeeper at a hotel, and one time I went to clean a room, and there was the shit smeared all over the bathtub and the walls of the shower, everything. And I told my boss, I don't get paid enough to clean this shit.
Quite literally. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I know that feeling working in the hospital.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'll tell you,
When you first started off, yeah.
I'll be very basic here, but if anybody knows what C. diff is, and then a GI bleed, blend those up, and then
I'm drinking.
tell me 15 hours enough. Okay.
Yeah, no shot.
Oh God.
Yeah.
dude.
I
that
had a
make
similar
anybody else
story,
hungry?
bro.
I'm starving.
I worked at the Zeppi's Pizzeria in Newbury for a week. First thing they made me do was clean a grease trap, and it smelled so bad. It smelled like death coming out of that trap. And I
Had
think
you
I
clean your
quit the
gooch at work?
Yeah, the fucking grease trap thing.
Your gooch?
Yeah, my gooch. Too. It was hot and sweaty too, so everything was fucking dirty down there. But I almost threw up after I was cleaning that thing. I was just like, you know what? I don't even care. I just left the next day. I did not give a shit about that job.
All right, guys, let's crank through the rest of the sports news here, and then we have our community shout out. All right.
Is there?
We got one more card.
Oh, do we? Okay, my
Fish and
bad.
Carl, it's for both of you. How much better are the Browns than the Ravens?
Oh, dude.
That's
Oh.
that's what this says.
Yeah, man.
A
That's
lot better.
a lot better, dude.
Yeah.
So much better.
Yeah.
What was the Ravens? What was the
Undisputable.
Ravens? Whatever their win-loss streak last year.
It
I
was.
think it was 16, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think what they did go in 16. They're trying to break their own record and go 0-17 this year. I think.
Yeah, dude, it's tough to do,
Yeah.
but if any team
That'd be
could
cool.
do it, the Ravens can for sure.
Yeah, man. As long as you cover within 5 yards, I mean, Lamar can't throw further, so we'll be good to go.
If any team could shit the bed more, it's definitely the Ravens. Like, if you think of just like absolutely, just like shitting the bed, pulling the plug,
Yeah.
Ravens. Like,
Well, what I was just saying before about the
Smearing it on the
C. diff
wall.
and GI bleed. Yeah, Baltimore Ravens.
You're thinking it's the
Baltimore Ravens.
Ravens, yeah,
Yeah, that's actually probably what sparked Keynes' comment.
exactly.
He's like, "Oh, bloody shit, Baltimore Ravens." There you go.
It's its own
Yeah,
nickname and everything
exactly.
too.
Yeah.
It's a local legend.
All right.
So we've gotten quite a bit off track. So let's keep going with the NFL here.
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara signs on as a NASCAR ambassador.
A NASCAR ambassador.
Weird as hell, right? Yep.
So what does that mean in terms of NASCAR? Because I don't follow it that much or that hard.
So I guess he's just gonna be basically like their marketing guy and try to get a different target audience, we'll call it, into NASCAR. And I don't know if it'll work.
What is NASCAR's target audience? Because it even baffles my mind. Like I know I've known some like old friends whose family and themselves liked watching NASCAR. Like they like the event themselves, but like I don't actually know like a real life person who's a legitimate fan of NASCAR. It just blows my mind. Like who is their target audience?
Bro, I really think it's just like rednecks that like to drink. Tink corrected me on that last time. I said hillbillies, rednecks.
Gotta be PC
is the
there.
actual term. There's a distinct difference. And one of my best friends,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
You know Alex Cadillac.
That was the guy I was talking about.
He
Exactly.
loves NASCAR, bro. He sits there and he pulls it up on his laptop and he watches them drive it Louisville 500 times and he's all about it. And like
I was
just can't
best
get
friends
into
with him in grade school and whatnot, and we actually went to like a NASCAR event with his family. They had like a whole RV and everything. Like
Who's that?
Alex Cadillac.
Yeah.
Oh, word.
Yeah, that's fun. But getting into the sport, like where you watch it from home, like I can't do that. They need to add something to it, you know, like they need to add like you know in Mario Party where you could throw bananas and shit, something like that. Like they just need to
have like a real life blue shell going to the mix, you know? Just absolutely annihilate the front runner.
Right. That they need something. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, NASCAR is just an enigma to me. I see
I had to break the
but
seal.
I just don't. I can't get behind it. Like if you're getting there to get drunk, then that's literally like any sports game today, like football, basketball, golf. Like it just doesn't matter. Like if you're just watching it just to get hammered, then I don't know if you're a true fan or not, or like the most true fan ever. But yeah, NASCAR is just weird to me.
All right, guys. And one last thing.
Yeah,
Let's talk about how the MLB is attempting to crack down on cheating. We'll see how successful that's actually going to be here.
Dude, it feels like it's been... I've seen so many videos lately on Twitter, just like, it seems like so many pitchers are just blatantly cheating during the game. They got the pine tar either like on the brim of their hat or the side of their glove or on their forearm. Cheating is a real problem right now.
They just had their first ejection. Did you see that? The first person got ejected for cheating.
Who was
the
it?
First pitcher.
You know?
I did not see that. Who was it? What team?
What was his name? Hector Santiago. I've heard of him. But basically what happened was ump came out and addressed it, and both like him and the other pitcher in the game were started undoing their pants. They both took off their belts and took off their pants.
Oh, I did see this
they
actually.
Didn't have illegal substances hidden in their belts.
I didn't hear about this. What happened again?
And so basically, a lot of times when they hide illegal substances, they do it in their belt loops or in their pants and things. And so both pitchers were like, you know what? Like, you guys want to be assholes about trying to catch us cheating? Like, take it off my pants. Wow. Here you go. And I think an unexpected result of this whole rule change is they'll start attracting a lot more people like Carl that just want to see a bunch of random dudes taking
I
off their
wholeheartedly
pants.
agree with you. It seems like the right move.
Yeah, there's a lot that can change here about the MLB.
I think they're targeting a whole new audience with this discrepancy.
When Freeman was putting together his doc, he was like, I'm putting Carl on blast this podcast.
He has to put like a little side note right there. He's like, remember to do
I've had
this.
enough.
Every night he goes to bed, he goes, reverse cowboy, avenge myself. Yeah, and now he's just putting me on blast this entire podcast.
Oh my god.
Lord almighty, dude. Hey, I'll give it to you, buddy. You're putting me in the dirt.
Yeah.
This is what, the third or fourth like bash I've got. I'm getting fucked up.
Yeah, sometimes
But
the captain has to take
to
the
be
hits.
fair, you are an easy target. You know, you
times,
make
no?
it easy on me.
God.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so with
I'm getting
the
shit on more than the Ravens, dude.
and that's saying something
fuck
right
that.
there
That's
too.
around. Yeah.
But what they're doing with the MLB, like what illegal substances do like the players have in their belts and pants and whatnot? Like, what do
Anything
they
from
carry?
sunscreen to tar.
Sunscreen?
Yeah, the sunscreen
So-
makes like a stickiness so they can spin the ball more.
Really?
Yeah.
Sunscreen's always been greasy
Yeah.
for me. That's
Yeah.
weird. I've seen the pine tar a lot. I've seen so many videos of just like people doing like close-ups of the pitcher and everything. Like pitchers always do like the same thing before they do it. They either just like touch the brim of their hat a bunch of the times, or like they like grab their forearm or like the
Right.
side of their glove. Like the pine tar thing has definitely gone rampant these like past few months and whatnot. Are they like cracking down more on it? Like I know you said like one player got like ejected or banned from.
They're threatening to, but like I was listening to an interview with like one of the, I can't remember which pitcher it was, but basically he goes, everybody just keeps pushing the envelope.
Right.
It wasn't a problem because they're having like natural, or not natural, but like very minimal things to the game
Yeah.
that weren't affecting it like it is now. Like there's so many strikeouts and stuff. Like the things like the sunscreen and stuff people have been doing for years, but now people just keep pushing the envelope to keep getting better and better.
Becoming more consistent.
There's like a record number of strikeouts and stuff. So now Manfred's finally like, which is the commissioner in the MLB, he's finally like, all right, we have to do something about this finally.
Yeah. I
So-
feel like only big changes like that happen during like major events for that sport, like either like the playoffs for like MLB or NFL, or like they usually make specific rules that a player does, and then it's like it transfers to the next season, and it's usually not a problem. But like you said, if they're just only pushing the envelope, they're not gonna make major changes until like something like notable happens, like the World Series, and it's
Right.
it's like a down to the last inning type play, and like this player cheated, and then that's when they make the new rule.
Right.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right, guys. So I want to get over to our community shout out real quick. To get involved in our community shout outs, just hop into the Discord. We got a tab there under the When Worlds Collide podcast section. If you do some cool shit, go ahead and throw it in there, and you'll have a chance for a shout out on the podcast.
Is there-
So I want to give a shout out to Mafia Man, aka Vinny. Dropped a couple 7K Warzone dubs this week. I believe in the one he had 22 kills for his win.
Yeah, he's been popping off in Warzone.
Yeah, so
Gamer
yeah, man,
forte.
been popping off in Warzone. So shout out to Vinny putting up some big numbers in Warzone.
Yes, sir.
And then to close her up here, guys. We have been doing this podcast bi-weekly. Hopefully in the coming months we'll have some exciting news for you guys as to how we're going to progress the podcast and keep moving forward.
Oh yeah.
But if you want to join in live, you can join in live at Twitch at Captain Smalls. If not, we'll have the podcast up on Spotify, YouTube, Google Play, a couple other sources as well. You can find me, the Captain Smalls, on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that shit. We got Smitty P
Yes,
on
sir.
Twitter, TikTok, as well as Twitch, even though the Twitch has been a little bit dormant lately. But he's very active on his TikTok and Twitter.
Yep.
Frint is a hermit and lives under a rock, so
That's not even his own Wi-Fi he's using. He's taking his neighbors right.
Yeah, that's the Walmart Wi-Fi. That's why he keeps
Right.
his video keeps lagging. That Walmart internet.
Yeah.
You better
His
turn
480
into
PS
the
right there.
podcast. If you don't tune into the podcast, you won't hear from me. So you better tune in and tell your friends.
The only way you'll ever see Frint. But all right,
Yes, sir.
all right, guys. Hey, I really appreciate all the bits today. The gifted subs, the subscriptions, Canes, Mama, Reptile. Appreciate all you guys. Everybody that's in chat today commenting. Much love, guys. That's episode 6.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys for being here, and we're gonna continue to get better and work the process. I guess I don't know.
We'll go
I
let
think
you.
I think we have it down now.
We'll go let you watch your Carl Nassib videos, Carl.
Yeah.
We know that's what you've been doing for like the past week.
Yeah, I'm cutting the podcast before that. I've already got shit on enough tonight. Lord Almighty. But all right, guys, one more thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the channel and the podcast. And we'll talk to you all very soon. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Happy episode 6.
Cheers.
Cheers.